Tuesdays. Tuesdays are all about tuning now. So every Tuesday we'll come out with a new tuning guideline or how to tune a certain call. We're gonna go over all the calls that we produce here and show you how we tune them when we're shipping them out, and different ways to tune them as well. You know, high pitch, low pitch, looking for more low end, looking for high end, you know, all around the world, we're gonna go after it. So the first one we're gonna do is the BBG and with our new Big Bird guts. So we just came out with these guts. I've been working on these guts with a friend of ours, Cody Palin, for quite some time now. We have them, and so I'm gonna show you how to tune your new Big Bird guts. So I'm gonna pop these out. And with all goose calls, you need to pay attention to how that reed is placed, where the wedge goes, and how that tone board is sitting in that call, and how it needs to have tension inside of that keg, inside of here. So we're gonna go over all of that. The first thing when I start retuning a call or tuning a call is I grab my reed and I'm going to put it between my thumb and my pointer finger, and I'm just gonna press in, and I just wanna see what the natural flex of that reed is. And so what I want is I want that natural flex to flex down. And so it's gonna make like a U shape. On a reed, you're gonna see, hopefully you can see it, is you have a skinny end and a fat end. So with this BBG call, with this reed that we are selling with this call, I want the skinny end to go into that tone trough. So what I do is I take my reed or my gut assembly and I just place it just on here. Just place the reed on top of that tone board, put the wedge on there so you have a holding place, and then you can make small movements and get that reed up close to that end of the tone trough. So it's not butting, it's not hitting it. You don't want to hear a clip, but it's going right up and almost pressing the front end of that. So what I like to do is I like to put my gut assembly inside of my exhaust so I have tension so my parts aren't going everywhere, and which I think is one of the most frustrating about tuning up a goose call is having all these different parts. So anyway, so put all your gut assembly inside of that exhaust, and then I grab it with my left hand and I press in on the top of that reed so I know exactly where I want it to go, and I'm going to push in and I'm going to turn counterclockwise or clockwise, whichever way you want to go. It doesn't matter which way, but for me I turn clockwise on that one. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to look and make sure my reed goes into that tone trough and there's no huge gap, so there's no daylight in between the reed and the top of that tone trough, and that reed isn't above the tone trough so that reed can't drop into it. So I got it right in there where I want it. I think it looks like the reed is a little bit on the heavier side, but we'll give it a go. So yeah, it's on the heavy side. So what I do is take the gut assembly out, put my reed where I want it to go, and then I'm just gonna move the wedge up slightly. And I'll go over all that in a different video on what that does. But less reed exposed, higher pitch, more reed exposed, deeper, lower, it's going to be harder to run. So this time I got less reed exposed, pushed it in. Okay, so that's where I would send this call out. That's how I would retune this call. But you're gonna find your own way on how you like your reed setup. But the basics are get the reed on top of that tone trough, get the wedge on top of that gut assembly, and put it into the exhaust. Once you have an exhaust, I again press down on the top of that reed and I turn clockwise while applying pressure down so that gut assembly sits into that exhaust. You don't want it loose, it'll come out. You don't want to go so hard in there where you can't pop it out by pushing it down or twisting it out. So anyways, the BBG with the Big Bird guts, just released these, so make sure you head to the website, check these guts out. They'll be able to be ran in the 509, the 4 of a kind, the 206, and the BA, and obviously the BBG. But the BBG is the only call that's getting these style of guts when you buy them from our website or off the shelf. So anyways, Here's your tuning tip on Tuesday. And if you have any questions, please email us, give us a shout, come by the shop. We're more than happy to help out. If you want us to retune your calls, go ahead, send them into the shop and we'll take care of it. All right, we'll see you later.